what a great atmosphere, and I think that's the coolest thing about school days. You bring all those kids, and it's got such a atmosphere for our players, the other team's players, and which was really, really fun, and to get to experience that. Overall, I was really pleased with the way our team came out and performed today, and obviously taking over this program, you knew there were going to be things that we had to get better at, and had to change mentality. And so overall, for a long time, I thought our kids really fought and competed. And then in the fourth, I thought we got a little nervous and had some great looks. We just didn't connect on them. And so we're going to keep getting better at that. Told the kids after the game that this is our starting point, not our end point. It's not where we need to be. But again, I was really pleased with some of the growth that I saw in so many of our players, but we just got to keep getting better.
Thanks. When you look at the turnover total, obviously, they pressed a good bit and were pretty good at it. Was there more than that though, as far as that total?
And obviously turnovers. As you look at the 26 points off the turnovers, and and that's something that many of the turnovers that we had were in bad positions. Is that if you can go and attack and you throw it out of bounds or do something like that, then you can set your defense. But whenever you have ones that are live balls that then can go the other direction, then it really doesn't allow you to set your defense. And so that, I think, causes the most problems. If you take even half of those away, it's a completely different ball game. But it is, as we talk every day about fundamental development, and we've got to really work day after day to get our kids where we can handle different, whatever they throw at us, we've got to be able to handle. And today we got a little nervous and weren't coming to the ball as much as we need to and making the next pass. And a lot of it was on the next pass. We'd get it out of the trap, then that player would hesitate. And so we've got to get better at it.
What did you see from your team in that fourth quarter? You said you feel like maybe some nerves. What would you like to see better, I suppose, going forward in those situations?
Yeah, I've always believed that players make plays, and it doesn't matter what the situation, what it is, and and you've got to, in order for players to make plays, you've got to have players who have a confidence in their game and their abilities to, no matter what they do to you, you can make the next pass, make the next play, and make shots. And and that's what it really comes down to. We're going to put them in the best situation we can as coaches, best spacing, best screen, and then they have to jump up and make plays. And again, I thought our players took the shots they needed to. Now at this tempo, this pace, you got to be able to knock them down. And then, and just the focus of with all the distractions, with all the kids, with nerves coming into it, we missed a couple of assignments late defensively that we just can't make those mistakes in crucial moments that then they're able to knock them down and put more pressure on us. So I think it's more just the mentality to believe that you can go win anybody, any day, whatever it takes to go win the game.
You guys shot really well from the foul line today, 15 for 19. Has that been something you've been focusing on a lot recently, or has it just been something you've always focused on since you've come?
It has been, and after our Penn State, we went up there and scrimmaged them and didn't shoot it very well. And so we've really put more pressure on our players during practice to be able to step up and and make shots, and so that was good to see. Is that and even UCF left 9 on the boards, and all that stuff. That it's such a pivotal game. Whenever it's going to be harder for us to score at times. So any chance we can get a free one, we'll take it.
You took Kawhi Bradley out late and put in Cassidy Walsh for the offensive possessions going down the stretch. Is she who you're going to go with more comfortably for critical offensive possessions?
Today it was, and and again, as we're learning our team and who can do what at what moment, I thought Cass was shooting the ball pretty well, and just to have another shooter against their zone offensively helps us. Kawhi's athleticism. And even early on in the second half, I thought Kawhi was a little tentative, and she's got to go be explosive and get to the rim and do some of that stuff that I thought she was a little looser with the ball than what she needed to be. And so it was trying to make those adjustments and see if we can get Cass another great look. And but yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Is there something about your team that maybe you haven't seen in practice or that you learned today that you just can't kind of replicate until it's a real game that counts?
Yeah, you know, and it's always the speed and tempo. It's the whenever, you know, is that we can't simulate, you know, a 6'3" athletic kid on the block that just is more athletic than what we can show them. And so whenever you have to pull up and shoot that jumper before you get to the second line, or how aggressive their traps are, you know, is that, again, we use the scout guys and we do some of that, but you can't replicate what that team does really, really well. And, you know, so, and again, game time situations, in crux situations, in the moment, you have to be able to make those plays. And, you know, and again, as a new coach and a new team, we haven't spent as much time on game day situations, on late game, some of that stuff. And so I thought our kids got a little bit nervous in those situations that we'll really spend a lot more time on.
This is your first school day game. You said the atmosphere was great. Were your expectations exceeded by the atmosphere, or did you were you expecting this coming in?
Yeah, you know, and there was a lot of emotion with this game being the first collegiate game as a head coach, and then to come out and there's, you know, it really exceeded my expectation of how many people they put in here, you know, and that was really awesome to see, and to give those kids a chance to be on our campus and get to see women's basketball live. You know, I think that's really, really great for our community, and but it really exceeded my expectations, and for my parents and friends to all be here and all of that stuff, which I think's really, there was a lot of emotion in the game, and you want to finish it out and win it and allow that next one to, you know, take some of that pressure off. But again, I thought our kids competed well, and we learned a lot from it.
Coach, this being your first game as a head coach and it going down the stretch like this, was there anything new you learned just about, like, you down the stretch of a game, anything different about being the guy in charge down the stretch in games like this? It
is. They always talk about, you know, how different it is from, you know, that inches from the head coach seat, and you feel it, you know, is that as an assistant coach, I was able to call a lot of the game and be able to, and that was my focus. And so as the head coach, there's a lot more thoughts that were going through my head that I really had to try to eliminate and make sure that we were focused on what we needed to each time out, that we were giving the kids concise information and things that now they had to go execute. And so it was a different, and it's been different here these first 3 chances we've done it, and I'll get better as our team gets better, and so, but it was a lot more stuff than, you know, going into it of what my focus has to be.